positive hot rod and cob claw.
You full of beryllium baloney!
You full of cesium salami.
Beryllium baloney!
Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the Fans Toys Perfect Fusion Cesium Slag reissue for 2025. It says it right there on the box, and it is a pretty good looking figure. This one was originally going to be a lower price point, $130 figure back in the day when it came out. Now it's a $200 figure at Shozi Store. I did get this at Shozi Store. I have a link down below where you can get yours too, and they're just in stock and shipping right now. So if you need to finish up your Dino bots, that's where to get it. TH in the support your reviewer on the main page. But we're gonna take a look at this. We're gonna compare it to Gigapower. I don't have the Fans Toys version of this, but we'll do some comparisons. I'll show you where it fits in the line, and yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty decent. Is it perfect? Is the best one ever? I don't think that's what they were going for it being the best. I think it was supposed to be a budget line. The whole Perfect Fusion. It's the only Perfect Fusion in existence. That's Cesium. We'll talk about Cesium and more coming up. All right, here is the box, the packaging, and it feels just like Fans Toys. It doesn't really feel any different other than they've changed up some of the symbols, but a lot of it feels very, very Fans Toys-esque. I'm guessing the box is exactly the same, except they just changed the date, 2025, so you know it's the reissue. Not exactly sure why that makes a difference, but why would you go through this much trouble? Changing a date and all this stuff to make it really obvious it's a reissue if you never held back stock in the past. I mean, I'm just saying. So here he is out of the box, and it's almost exactly as it comes out of the box. Of course, I had to put some accessories in his hand and stuff like that, but a pretty good looking figure overall. Now, before I get into too much of this, I do want to say that I had this pre-ordered back when it first came out. People were saying that it's cheaper, lightweight, and it's not as good as Scoria, and there's less paint on it, and really talked down about this. And I thought, well, I've already got Scoria, so why would I need this one? And then, of course, a lot of things happen in life, and I really kind of updated or upgraded to Gigapower. But I've always been curious about this, and I know when it sold out, it was like a $400 figure for a while, so just wanting to pick it up to check it out was kind of off the radar for me. So now getting it for $200, which still it's more than the original $130, is still affordable enough to check it out and compare it to what you got going on with the rest of your Dino setup. And I think that it would fit with both your Fans Toys and with your Gigapower, but we'll see in comparison just a little bit more. I do like the chrome. I like the shine to it, the sheen to it. One of the things is we really do kind of have bare plastic on everywhere that it's kind of this gray. But I do like the clear accents that are to it right there on the shoulders. We have some clear over here, so that's good. It's very common with Dinobots. It's expected with Dinobots to have that clear to it because they did that in G1, so that really does work. And of course, since it is third party, there's not going to be an Autobot symbol there unless you put a sticker on it yourself. But with that, I find it to be a pretty good looking figure. I find it to have some decent heft to it. I find that all these people back when it first came out were lying about it, making it sound like it was not worthy of the $130 price point. And so far from what I've seen, it is pretty worthy. So let's get into specifics on the paint apps and then get into the accessories and articulation. Looking at the head, which does sort of rotate on this platform, it's kind of strange. It rotates here and that rotates, but he's got some paint right here. He's got some vac metal eyes, and you can swap out eyes with the other head if you want to. Coming over here, we do have some black paint there, some silver, a little bit of blue accents on the shoulders going on, a little bit of paint going on here and here. And then getting down to the lower legs, the brass tacks down here, we got some green on the knees, which that does carry over into the other knees with same green paint more or less on the other knees. The optional knees, which we'll get into here in a bit, I'm not going to swap them. Seems like everything you swap, you need to, for the most part, have a screwdriver handy. I'm not big on that. That's not something I really want to see and do. We have some paint right here, which is mostly going to be shown in the Dino mode, but I mean, still visible in the bot mode. And then looking at him from behind, most of what you see for him from the back is still mostly visible in the alt mode, in the dyno mode. So getting into accessories, we can swap out thighs and knees, and this was a thing they did a lot back in the day, but you can get them black thighs and knees, which I prefer the silver, so it's not something I'm going to swap out. I don't care about it, but and I'm sure there's a left and a right to make it correct, to put the right one on the right side, the left one on the left side. And then the other accessories are sort of for the dyno mode, so we'll wait till then to kind of show them, but this is die cast, so these pieces are die cast. It's kind of heavy. This is die cast also, I believe, and it's vac metallized, so some weight behind that. And yeah, there's the accessories. Now getting into the gun, you do have to unscrew these and put batteries in. I've had zero luck with batteries lately. I'm ordering the wrong batteries for everything, not just Masterpiece stuff. So I'm doing some other custom projects, and I can't seem to get the batteries right on that either. With this sword, the way it plugs in, it kind of, you have to move this claw piece to get it to go over it just right. But it would also light up if you had a battery in it. I do like the vac metal on the hilts, the handle there. Let's hold this, and so there's no batteries shipped in it, and it is what it is. So it would light up, but anyhow, it is still, that's the accessories. Nothing really all that amazing. I do have another head somewhere. Here's the extra head. I don't know if I'd want red on red on red. So the way they have these set up, I think, is the best way to do it. And swapping out the head is not fun. There's a screw in the back, and so in order to get to it, you got to pop off this back panel. Is the easiest way to get to it, because it's on this little rotating thing, and that gets in the way. So anyhow, I'm not really going to be swapping heads out, but you just kind of unscrew them, pull them apart, and put it back together, and you can piece in the face and the eyes and however you want it, whatever color combination you want, if you're into all that. I think they shipped it the way I want it. Alright, let's go ahead and get into comparison with Gigapower's version of Slag. And looking at them side by side, this is cleaner and more G1. This one would probably fit in scale-wise. If you look at the heads, they're almost the same height up to the head. And with that, now I'm kind of wishing I went back and put the red head on this guy, because I'm liking that red head. But anyway, this is probably going to fit okay. Stylized, it's a little bit different. It's not stylized. It is more cartoon accurate in G1. And at the end of the day, if we got all of them, I guess, like this, I probably would have gone with the whole Cesium set, you know, especially if they were $130 each. But I mean, these I think all pushed around the $200 range. Now this is around the $200 range. But if you don't have this one, if you're missing just Slag in your Gigapower set, then I would say you could go ahead and go with this one. But let's just go ahead and get more comparisons. Let's do it from the side. And one of the things I do like more about the Cesium is the fact that they really did kind of hide this down here. Let me push these guys back, get that in there just right. But the tail hides a whole lot better with this design than with this design. And with that, I mean, it's not a big nuisance to me on my shelf because I don't see them. And in fact, I completely forgot how much the tail bulges out on the Gigapower one. But then I start to wonder, did I do something wrong in transformation? Is there a way to hide that tail away better? There might have been a better way to hide that tail away. One thing I do want to give the Gigapower probably a plus on, though, is the fact that the grayish parts are sort of a shinier silver. It's not a paint. I don't think. It's just kind of a higher sheen on a silvery color of plastic versus this is sort of a grayish tone. So that is one major difference. Plus the color of the chrome or the vac metal process of getting it a super gold color. I do kind of like that. That is very nice. Very nice gold to it. Here they are from the back, and you can see more vac metal going on Gigapower, more shiny stuff, more paint apps. So there's more to what's going on in Gigapower. I do like the cleanliness and cleanness of this. I'm not getting rid of either one of these, though. I'm going to keep them both. It's just kind of fun. It's one of those things that, which one's better? They both have pluses and minuses. But if you're missing the Gigapower one, here's your chance now. Because I don't know. I haven't heard about Gigapower putting anything out again. I feel like they would. It's just I haven't seen it. Everything says sold out on Shozi store, and I don't know. So this might be your chance with Gigapower. Here he is next to Grimlock. Now this Grimlock is what they call Reximus Prime, but it's a KO oversize of the original one that Takara / Hasbro put out. And it's bigger than the average Dinobot, even from Fans Toys or Gigapower, I believe, size-wise. Maybe about the same size as Gigapower, maybe it's still a little bit taller. But this fits. I had a hodgepodge of a Dinobot collection for the longest time until I went 100% Gigapower. But I think it would fit fine with either your Fans Toys or your Gigapower and next to Reximus. I mean, that's where I'm at. The usual measuring stick right here. There it is, an Optimus Prime, and that feels right. Dinos should be bigger than Prime, and like, where's Wheeljack? Obviously, they tower over Wheeljack. I feel like Wheeljack's too small. Anyway, I feel like the Carbots are a little tad bit too small anyway, but there it is. Yeah, okay, so he'll work next to your Optimus Prime. Now for articulation, the head moves side to side. Not much up and down range because this plate is in the way. It's interesting they went that route with it, but it is what it is. Then we have the shoulder that goes out here to the 90 and almost 90. You can do 360 if you clear this piece here, but and nice ratchets in it. It feels tight. Bicep swivel, single jointed, 90-degree elbow. Hands are independently jointed. They don't really splay. They feel nice and strong though. 1-2 points of articulation on each finger. And then you can make yourself a nice fist because you're going to need to do that for transformation. And you'll need to do that on both hands. Waist swivel and an ab crunch. A small ab crunch, but it's there and it's intentional. And it's something stopping it from going too far, which is not a big deal to me. Good old-fashioned, old-school hip flaps. Do we have the side flaps? There's nothing on the side. Goes out to there, but doesn't hold itself up. Okay, that one held itself up somehow. Then almost 90 to the front. Not anywhere near 90 to the back. You do have the wide range on the hip, and then you have knee that moves. 90 at the knee here, so you can get a lot going on. And I didn't really tab my tail end too hard. Don't really want to mess up my chrome. That's just me. Other people just don't. They'd rather have it tabbed in really well. And then we've got almost nothing on this foot. It's just a little toe movement here and there. And that foot, when you move the toe, it's got this extra piece of support. But that back piece is really what holds it in place. It's solid. Solid. And minimal articulation. It's decent enough to get by. All right, now for transformation. We're going to kind of lift this up and lift up this segment here to rotate his head around. And it's not the head only. You're rotating all of this with my arms in the way here. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Not sure why they designed it to be a challenge to just rotate this piece, but they've designed this to be a challenge, and I view it as almost unnecessary. Like, the only thing is when he opens his mouth, you'll see his face. Now you don't see his face. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Kind of fold those down for now. Then we want to come down here and fold in the hands. Make sure you've got a good fist in there. We're folding down the hands. Get them in there till it's flat, and then the tabs in. And you've already got this just ready to go. Then what you want to do is kind of fold this up and then fold down this to about there, so that you're giving it more. So, I mean, the reason is you're lowering it, right? You're lowering the shoulder point for that. Do the same thing to the other side. All right, done the other side there. On the back here, we have all this kind of stuff here. This is going to come out and just form like so. Yeah, It's already in there. The way it should be. Ready to go over. And then it's just keep it ready. Keep it ready. Steady. Steady. Next thing we need to do, we need to open this stuff here up. And then we're going to close this on him. Pretty simple. Little shell forming going on. Then we got to get into the leg. So we're going to rotate it at the knee. All the way around. Then we're going to open it up. Now, let's see here. There we go. We're opening it up. We're going to fold all this stuff here out. And then we have to set this up for the tail. There we go. We get the tail out. And there's going to be a little gap. All right. We have to flip the tail around and get the tail out. I had that off camera. That sucks. Anyway, then we are going to fold this piece here up. Try to keep it all on camera and around. We're going to fold this piece in, and then we're going to move this up a bit, and we're going to see some clearance so this can come around, and then this starts to close up, and we can see it forming the dino portions here as we go. Now there's a tab here, and I believe another tab up top there. So this is all going to have to kind of go into it like so. And then this is going to come in to the side, and this is kind of a big sucker, so. And at this point, I'm going to see how much of this I went off frame, because it's a big guy, and might just skip and do the other one, keep the other one on frame. Okay, yeah, that was actually pretty good. So we're going to make sure that we've got this tail lined up just right. We're going to go ahead and do the other side. We want to, I'm going to leave a little bit of play over here so that we can do the other side a little easier. Then we're going to tab everything in together. So do the same thing, rotate at the knee, the same knee that you can deconstruct and take a part, put a different colored thigh on there. We're going to get this out, folding this out and flipping this around at the same time, so that you can have this ready to go. There we go. When it comes around, we're going to lift this piece up and over, and then we're going to fold a couple of notches just so we can flip this around. Then we are going to flip this around, and as this is going, this flips down and underneath. And we've got that where it should be. And collapsing this stuff on itself. Oh, I didn't fold the foot flap down right here, so that would collide with the leg if you didn't do that. So it's always kind of fun to see what happens if you don't follow all the steps, right? And then here we go. We're going to start tabbing some stuff together. But before we completely tab it together, we want to make sure we line up all the belly on the belly. Tab that together. We want to get these, give it the arch, like this. These lower legs, lower pieces need to go in a bit. And getting all of it to tab together might be a pain, simply because it's a pain. Maybe the tab should have been a little longer, deeper, I don't know, to have made it hold better. But this is a problem. It's problematic. Problematic problem. Get that in there real good, and then start tabbing together, and yep, it came out. I had you tabbed in so good. How did you come out? Well, you need to tab them up top here. Get that chrome tabbed into chrome. And we might come and revisit that because when we do this top piece. So I might revisit this belly a little bit here in a minute, but we're almost there. Next thing I'm going to do is bring down these, bring out the legs. So bring this out. And so he can stand, and then he'll be standing pretty good. Now we're going to mess with tightening this up just a little bit more since he's standing. Like, you would think it would hold together a little better, but I think the design of this is to help it hold together. So this is going to tab into here up top and then push around the edges. Well, that came out. That wasn't good. Pushing it in around the edges to hold that in better is how that holds in the best. Around the edges, like so. That should give it some more form to where we can put this in a little better and make this work just a little bit better on the underbelly. Come on. Come on, underbelly. The underbelly of the dino. And I'm going to go around pushing things in a little bit more and see if I can get everything to tighten up just a little bit more and hold in place just a little bit better. All right, here he is in his dino mode, and not a bad dino mode. You do see a little bit more chrome, like you got the chrome from the wings that are now exposed, the chrome from the feet are on the top, and all of that works. And then you've got the chrome, the vac metal on the face, and was more present than just chilling on the back. But a pretty good looking, pretty decent sized beast. It's a pretty good one. Pretty good size overall. I'm not sure if I got the tail in just right. It seems a little weird. Maybe I don't, but it's not a big deal to me. There is supposed to be a little bit of articulation in this tail, but not a whole bunch. And still looks pretty good. I'm okay with it. It gets the job done for me. I'm even okay with this color of eyes, but we'll get into the accessories here in just a little bit. But this is something. So Dinobots, I would say, have a 50-50 following, meaning alt mode, Dino mode is about half the people put them in Dino mode, half the people put them in bot mode. As for like a car or a truck, you're probably going to see most of the bots are in bot mode, and very few, like Optimus Primes and Wheeljacks and them, are put in alt mode. And if there is an alt mode, it's an older version. Usually somebody just puts it in alt mode to do something different with it for their display. But with dinos, it's 50-50. So that's why this mode is so important when you're looking at buying a Dinobot. It looks very, very G1-esque. Very, very G1. Couple of options here for accessories. You can change the eyes out, which they give you a whole metal plate for just 2 little eyes, so you don't lose eyes. And then when you pull this off, this is actually where you can access the screw to the back of the head, which I am not going to mess with. And I am not going to switch out eyes either. I want to keep it as cherry as I can. And then also you will have to get back behind here and unscrew screws to change out these if you want red horns. So I don't know. I kind of do want the red horns. I might do that one day, but not today. Is definitely not that day to screw around or unscrew around with some horns. But nice to give you the option. And yeah, that's pretty much the accessories that come for this mode. And let's get into some articulation. Starting with the mouth, it does open up, and it gives it a lot of character to have an opening mouth. I think every Masterpiece Dinobot does this. It's not anything new. Even the Studio Series ones do it. But the fact that we turn the head, I guess you don't see the face in there now. You do have articulation on the head. It goes up and down and side to side, so that's pretty decent. The shoulder, you get pretty much all the range of the shoulder, which isn't much, and it's even less now in this mode. And then you get some little bit of movement in the what's now, it was the elbow, now it is the well, still kind of an elbow, more of a knee. Then we got back here, we get a little bit of little in the knee. And now there's heavily ratcheted here, no ratchet here, really strange. And getting these to line up just right, just fiddle with them to where the feet touch at the same spot. But you do have that little bit of articulation, a little movement in the toe. And then in the back with the tail, and I feel like I've done something wrong in the tail, which I don't really care. But it goes up and down a little bit and can wiggle waggle a bit. And then that's all I got with that. And yeah, same thing mirrored on the other side. For comparison, this is how he compares to... Gosh, still need to move the camera back. These are big guys. Some real big guys. But this is Reximus Prime, which I think feels maybe a tad bit taller than what you would get with this. Is it Superator? Superator. Or Grinder, which would be Fans Toys and Gigapowers, but still slightly a little bit bigger. I mean, Reximus Prime went a little bit heavy on that. That's the one I got in Dino mode. This is the EX version. It shines. It looks good. I really do like what Takara did once a KO company oversized it, but the Takara one was way too small. Still, it's been 15 years, I think, and I'm waiting for Takara to do the second Dinobot. They did all the ones in Studio Series. By the way, the Studio Series ones are nice. So if you want a Grimlock, those are coming back out too. This is the Super 7 one for their Ultimates, and I've got to say, I mean, if you just want to throw a Grimlock in a display randomly, look and tune, it works for that. For 30 bucks, I mean, we're talking cheap. I wouldn't spend the whole 55 on it, but for 30, that one gets the job done. Still doesn't compare size-wise to old Reximus over here. The last comparison is the baby comparison. It is G1, because it ain't no fun without GEE1. This is where the red comes from, you know? Red horns, swap out, be more G1. Can you be more G1? Well, you know, I think that Gigapower had the clear overlays you put over it, which that was a plus. That was kind of a cool thing. You could put the clear stuff over them. Was it Gigapower or was it Fans Toys? One of them did that. They're in the box. I never really did that, but that was still kind of a cool inclusion. We don't have that with this as an option, but if you want a toy, you've got toy, and that's where it started. I mean, this is where it all started for Dinobots, and when I think of Dinobots, you got to have that clear right there. You got to have that clear right there. I think it's clear on this, and on the tail it's a nice inclusion if you add it. It really is, but not necessary in modern day. But yeah, the G1 stuff was fun. To a point, almost magical and mystical, I gotta say. All right, this is my look at the Perfect Fusion Cesium Fans Toys Slag. And what do I think about him? I think that he's a bit dated, a little bit, but he still looks good. I think that if you're in on the Fans Toys Dinos, you'd be in on this one. If you're missing Slag from your Gigapower, I think that'd be a good option to pick up, not knowing if Gigapower is going to finish their set or put more of these out. I mean, they finished the set twice or 3 times now, but I do like them. There are things to like about this. Very G1-esque look to them, but kind of an old design, not as much shine and sheen to it as you expect from a Fans Toys with a lot of bare plastic on it, but it is what it is at the end of the day. It's still a pretty solid option. It's still a good looking figure overall. And with that, you can get this at Shozy Store. I have a link down below where you can get yours. It's $200 right now. If prices might even go up or they sell out, that's kind of what happens. And these dinos are pretty hot, and there's no one really doing anything at all with them other than these occasional Fans Toys reissues. Don't know if Fans Toys is even going to reissue anything else in the future. I don't have a score anymore to compare it to, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Titanium Hanger out.
Excuse me.
Forward to a new age of peace and happiness.